settles on the windowsill of yesterday, while the map unfolds like a heavy iron gate. I'm folding up the shadows of my quiet room, trading the familiar for the widening blue. The tiresome of prayer against the gravel road, leaving behind the weight of an inherited load. Every milestone passed is a breath finally drunk in the shivering light of an unwritten dawn.
Hello folks, today is Saturday, March 7th, about 11:03. Today we're hanging out in, today we're hanging out, I believe, East Greenwich, Rhode Island. So we're headed to Newport. My plan is to go to Newport, Rhode Island today. It's 41 degrees. News said it was supposed to be sunny. Of course, you know, they can't get that right. It's cold, it's dreary, it's kind of like and it's 40, like I said, 41 degrees, roughly about 11:03. We're in the car. We just got gas. As you saw, it's what, $3.35, 2 cents cheaper than back home in PA. In here, you got to pump your own. You know, all the videos that you're going to see online is usually Newport in the summertime, but never really in the spring or winter time. It's going to be burr. But anyhow, we're going to go see how the rich and famous live. Hopefully we can see some good stuff, show you like where rich people live and how we all just keep working hard and hard for a nice little home that we got. So anyhow, hopefully you find this video informative. Please, you know, stick around to the end. You never know what we're going to have, and we'll try to keep it short and sweet and see where the day brings us. Anyhow, with that in mind, first of all, I want to take time to welcome my 4 new subscribers. We're up to 156. Thank you for joining part of the family. For those who just joined, I do this part-time. It's fun. It's not a career. I go a lot of times in between, you know, posting anything. It's because, you know, it's wintertime. There's not much to do. You want to work hard, save up your money, so when spring and summertime comes, you get to do things. But anyhow, with that in mind, let's go see where today brings in the adventure. Again, thank you for all 156 of you. I appreciate it. God bless you all, and we'll talk to you at the end of the video. Newport, Rhode Island, towards the end of winter, beginning of spring. Not much going on today. A lot of the videos that we've seen, it's usually during the summer, but I'm up here for a business trip, so nature is here at work. Level, clean, protect, economy. This is what they're doing. We're creating a healthy community. This site uses nature to clean dirty stormwater and reduce flooding. So over here, we got the Hampton Family Aquarium. Save the day. We're going to go maybe check that out. Mother Pizzeria. It looks like a hotel here. This is the trolley bus line. So across the street is an old baseball stadium, home of the Newport Gulls, part of the New England Collegiate League. Very old baseball stadium. This was one of my goals, to come out here and see that. Looks pretty cool. You know, for those who don't know what a collegiate baseball league is, it's basically college kids that are looking to get drafted or have potential. It is supposed to be a wooden bat league, so it's just a collegiate, kind of like the Cape Cod League or the Alaskan League. All right, let's see what the stadium history here. Stadium history. Transformation from basin to baseball. Originally known as Basin Field, Cardine's Field in Newport underwent a significant transformation from a waterfront basin to a beloved baseball haven in the late 1800s. Once a cave of Nagasaki Bay, it initially served as a water basin for steamers before community complaints led to a draining around 1891. So here it looks like Rickwood Field, Lamar Porter Field, Ray Fisher Stadium, Fuller Field, Goodwood Park, Fenway Park, Wrigley Field, established in 1940. So is this one an old baseball park? So here we got St. Paul's Methodist Church, 1806. Very old church. And here, this Red Barn guy is the oldest operating tavern in the history of the United States. The lady at the visitors information, if you look, told me about this. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. If you look on their website, a lot of seafood, very pricey. My wife goes, "Why don't you go eat there?" She goes, "Yeah, you ain't gonna eat anything." Lobster biscuit, New England clam chowder, roughly about $16. The most expensive is seafood pala for $45. Oh, here we go. Steak Fritz, 8-ounce filet mignon, truffles. Ooh, that looks good. $52. For the little money I won at the casino, I can probably buy that, and then I'll be broke. Beef Wellington, whipped potatoes. That's about $60. And I do believe it's like an a la carte. So if you come here, bring cash. And guys, if you're gonna bring a date, it's not like you're taking her to Wendy's and expecting something. So here, the White Horse Tavern, America's oldest tavern and gathering place. Luncheon, cocktails, dinner. Pretty cool. And right now, we are by Meeting Street, right there. A lot of old historical buildings. Save the Bay Aquarium. See you soon. Here's the entranceway. The courtyard is made possible thanks to Edward W. Kane and Martha J. Wallace. Anybody who helps the community, I don't mind giving a shout out. Again, there's the ballpark, and let's go inside. So restoring the bay. Save the Bay works with thousands of acres. Once blanked the floor. Only a few hundred acres remain. Since 2001, Save the Bay has worked to restore historic. Wow, interesting. Please do not touch the harbor seal. That's a big seal. Even in the wildlife, don't be that knucklehead that has to go up and pet the seal because you saw it in a Disney film. They're wild animals. They have the capability of biting. So just stay away. So they're squishy?
Yeah, the badge sea star is. As well as the blood sea star, because those are deep sea.
Why are they called blood? Because of the red?
Yeah, because of the color.
And it's like, so they're found in the ocean or the bay?
Yeah, these ones here This is a rocky shore tank, so it's supposed to be
Freshwater, saltwater?
Saltwater.
Saltwater, okay.
But also, like, sometimes with rocky shores, there'll be a lot of tide pools. So these will be found in those tide pools there. So these ones here, the Forbes sea stars, those ones are a lot more spiky on their surface.
Okay.
And that's because they're exposed to the sunlight, and so they need to have a
Gotcha.
spikier, rougher top for protection. But like I said, these ones here, like the blood sea star, those ones are deep sea, so they're a lot squishier.
Okay. And then one last question.
Yeah,
Are they endangered?
These ones here, I believe they are endangered. I know for a while a lot of them were at risk for rotting disease.
Right.
And that was taking out a lot of their populations.
Okay. Oh, well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. How you doing? So what do we got here? Crabs, I saw it.
Yes, we have spider crabs, hermit crabs, and
Oh,
some
there's one right there.
shrimp.
Okay. God bless you for picking one of them up. Yeah.
Male.
Okay.
Are those shrimp?
Yeah, but they're 8 pieces of like
So if you tell an anatomy of a male and female, they kind of quit the same, or
They're different.
they're different?
So the male has this rocket shape
Okay.
in the middle, and the female, she has just a round abdomen, so she can hold her eggs.
Gotcha.
And this one, she actually has eggs inside her. So you see the red? That's her eggs.
hermit crabs.
Ah, so she'll how many babies would she have? Thousands. So you're going to have thousands of crabs running around here. So will you release them back into the wild? Good for you. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
What will that price stay here?
So this is the life support system and hatchery zone, made possible thanks to Nordison Corporation Foundation and the James M. Koch Foundation. Thank you for helping, even though I'm not a fan of foundations, but thank you for donating some kind of money to this place. It's awesome. It's an old railroad station. Pretty cool. Newport Station. All aboard. So we're here at St. Mary's Church in Newport, Rhode Island. We're on William and Spring Street. So here, Senator Kennedy and Jacqueline were married on September 12, 1953. The high-profile ceremony was attended by over 800 guests, with the reception held at nearby Hammersmith Farm. So with this, 800 people. Now there's probably about maybe 20 or 30 cars here. Imagine the traffic that was here in 1953 when you're a high-powered senator that went on to become president. So the location is St. Mary's Church, located at the corner of Spring and Memorial Boulevard. This is the oldest Catholic parish in Rhode Island, established in 1828. Significance. The wedding is often referred to as a social event of the season or American royal wedding. Legacy, pew number 10. The church is noted as a spot where the couple prayed. The church continues to host Return to Camelot events, which feature vintage film clips and the ceremony of the reception. St. Mary's remains a popular historic site for visitors, practically for its connection to the Kennedy family. So that's a little brief history on St. Mary's Church. So here's the front entrance. Imagine back then, the Kennedys walking right out. That's the doors they would have came out. And here is the view. They would have came out and said hello to everyone. This is called the Cliff Walk. Eesh. What are you doing to that close? So I guess there's a cliff. It's a half a mile. Interesting. Cliff Walk continues. Ew. All right, here it is. Literally, you can't see anything, but it's a little hazy and foggy. Got names: John Wesley, St. John's son, Joel Leonard Merman, in our heart, 1992. Senator Claiborne Pell for his support to the 40 Steps restoration and the continued vision of the improvement of Cliff Walk. We have a cliff. It says it's slippery. I don't know if that's the ocean or the bay. I have to look it up on a map. Just wish it was a clearer day. Let me snap a picture. Ah, Lonely Rock. I took your suggestion and came here. I don't know if it's worth walking down there. What the heck? Went in 40 steps.
You can do it.
All right, we got 40 steps, bunch of names. Looks like something used to be there. Interesting. Here's the shoreline. All the names are reversed. So what I'll do is when I come up, I'll show you viewers what they are. But in the meantime, just listen to the sound of the waves and watch. Yes, folks, slippery rocks. And that was 40 steps. With summertime it would look appealing, but I'm freezing my udders off. Oh, little waterfall, check it out. Wonder where that's coming from. Why is all of a sudden it's getting really louder too? Interesting.
It was built because when they are you a sailor at all?
My dad was a longshoreman. He worked for a company called McAllister out of Staten Island.
Okay, but no, I'm talking about a yachting sailor.
No,
Okay,
I
okay.
know nothing about that.
Okay, so there was something called the America's Cup, which was a huge sailing
Yes.
race. Okay, and they used to use these huge J-boats to race them.
Okay.
Giant J-boats, and the robber barons in Newport, that was the big thing. A couple of them had them in Newport and New York, and then the English had them. Sir Thomas Lipton. It was called the Lipton Cup, and they raced them. They had the money. They were the skippers for them, but for the crew, they used Scandinavian crewmen.
Okay.
So they would bring the Swedish and the Norwegian crewmen over to work the boats and be the crew for the boats, and then to keep them happy, they also brought over Swedish maids to work in the houses.
Wow.
And of course, then they would get married and have kids and everything. So they bought the Swedish immigrants who were here working at the houses and the boats, bought this little plot of land right here, and they built this church, which was a Swedish Protestant church.
Oh, okay.
And it was a church for a number of years, and I'm not sure when it stopped being a church, but I think it was probably maybe around the 40s, 50s, and then it was a series of people had owned it as a house.
Okay.
And
That's becoming very common. People are buying old churches and
exactly. And these are probably the fourth or fifth owners.
Wow.
The last owner used it as a dorm for Salve. He's a private person, but it was lawful when I first moved in. These people bought it about 12, 15 years ago.
Wow.
And they totally gutted it, the inside, because it was such a mess. And they have completely restored it and changed it a bit. But it still has a small apartment. He was in advertising, and she does research for companies, and they travel around the world doing new drugs.
Oh,
and
wow.
Ready the advertising for new drugs. You see them on television.
Okay.
New drugs.
Yeah, I work for pharmaceuticals, so.
You got it.
There you go.
Okay. This lower level here is where he's retired now, but he did a lot of his filming and stuff. And then upstairs is one huge main room, and they have a very modern Italian kitchen sort of right in the middle there.
Wow.
And then what was the choir loft is now their whole master bedroom and bath. And then he also was a Revolutionary War aficionado.
Okay.
And so they have all these cases of Revolutionary War things around it. It was very cool. And then they have another study up there, and a guest bedroom and a bath on the first floor.
Nice.
And she's Australian and he's American. And where are you from in Pennsylvania?
I'm from Easton, home of the Crayola crayon. Speaking to a nice resident, told me the history about the church, and now it's a residential. And her house is literally right to the right over there. And guess what? Here is Benedict Arnold's burial ground. Who would have thought? And here, I don't know if he's buried here, but Governor Arnold burial ground, 1677. Who would have thunk? I don't know where he is, but this is where Benedict Arnold, during the Revolutionary War, has been laid to rest here in Newport, Rhode Island. They have some signs. Oh, I just got wet, but it's still deep. That might be it right there. I can't see. Maybe we can zoom in. That could be him. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have a wet shoe. Wow, 1663 to 1666, 69, 72, 1677, 1678. God bless everyone here. Fortunately, I wish I could show you more, but without really getting my feet soaking wet, it'll be hard. But that in mind, you never know who you're going to meet. Everybody around here so far is nice. A little dragon. I mean, it's really beautiful here. But unfortunately, it stinks because of the snow. But with that in mind, yeah, so that's where Benedict Arnold and Governor Arnold, his nephew, well, the Governor Arnold is Benedict Arnold's nephew. Right here. Now also, around here, the neighbor was telling me not only about the story about this has turned into a resident. They're retired now. It used to be a former church. But the house here on the corner was part of the Underground Railroad. All this was from the Revolutionary times. She had mentioned that there's a fire, there's a fireplace with a hidden back. It looks like there's a historical marker on it. Yep, there it is. Home of the artist. Oh, Michael Celsicorn, who introduced the tomato in this country. Oh, so that's where this is related to Campbell's soup outside of Philly and Camden, where the Campbell soup is. It's on a historical resume. Huh, son of a gun. I guess that's one of these fun facts. Interesting. So whoever lived here brought the tomatoes to our country. Wow. That's awesome. And right now we're hanging on Mill and Corn Street. Wow. I love buildings that are still standing after all these years. Well, as we end our trip, it's about 4:41. I apologize for the weather. Weathermen have been watching it all week. They said it's supposed to be sunny, a little warmer today, but I heard tomorrow. But the weather is out of my control. But I still wanted to go. There is a lot to do in Newport. I mean, I didn't even touch a tip. I just ran around. Because it's off season, and it's hard in off season to do anything. I wanted to get to the Tennis Hall of Fame. I was very amazed about the ballpark. I might have to do more research on that. It's just, it's like a short town, but it's also, you can feel the history, bro. You can just feel and just imagine growing up in the 1600s, 1700s. But most of us, we wouldn't survive. We don't know how to farm. All we do is know how to go to the store and pay a lot of prices, big prices. You've seen the mansions. What gets me is the only way you're going to get really taught about money is go to school or hang around people who have money. They don't teach this stuff on how to better yourself in school. You're brainwashed. You're there to be an obedient servant. So anyhow, that's the way I feel. After looking at the boats, the yachts, the mansions, the houses, where did some of us go wrong? We spent money on alcohol. We spent money going to the club. We spent money on stupid things. We buy lottery tickets. We scratch off. Unfortunately, okay, I'm not saying there's nothing bad about it, but, it's just, you were all taught about go to school, get a job, get a pension, and retire. Those days are gone. That was our grandparents' days. Just seeing all that and how the mansions and, okay, a lot of them were born into it. Don't get me wrong. It's old money. They were born into that money. Some were probably crypto millionaires. A lot of it is the universities. Let me tell you, the universities get a lot of government money. They get money. Remember, they don't pay tax. Colleges don't pay tax on nothing. So, with that in mind, you got to pay an absorbent salary on top of what they get. And where does the money go? Does it go to teachers? Maybe, but the higher you get up, the better off you live. So anyhow, it gave me a lot to think about. I stopped, I thank God that I got a job that I love. And, they sending me here for training, and I'm getting a lot out of it. And compared to when I was unemployed for 9 months, where is my next paycheck? You turn your attitude around. You become a better person. You become positive. You just get out there. Listen, here's the thing. I'm going to make this short. Don't listen to anything on the news. Don't listen to anything on the hype. All right? I've come to my own conclusions. People got to start coming to their own conclusions. One day, you're not going to wake up or you're laying on that table and you're going to wish you did life better. Where did I go wrong? But with that in mind, know your history so you don't make the same mistakes again. I'm living life to the fullest. I share my experience. A lot of the YouTubers share their experiences with you. Some of them are doing it for fun, so that's their job. Okay, I get it. Me, I do it for fun because I want to educate people and I want to show, hey, if you go here, this is what you can expect. Fortunately, I don't get a lot of videos out there. I've been doing a lot of shorts, and I'm very, very grateful for the 156 subscribers that subscribe to me. For the fact that, you believe in what you see, you enjoy the content that I create. We all might not get along with certain things that I said, but again, this is me putting it out there for you. Nobody wants to comment. Okay, that's great. I understand. You don't have time, or you don't want confrontation. I get it. I don't know how to send people can send me private messages if there is. I know you can do it on my TikTok, same thing. Kevin Sky's images, if you have that. But anyhow, folks, listen. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. If you're new, hit that like and subscribe button, and that bell, future bell for notifications. Katie's not here to give me a big thumbs up.
The dust settles on the windowsill of yesterday, while the map unfolds like a heavy iron gate. I'm folding up the shadows of my quiet see the faces in the windows of the train, washing away the residue of ancient rain. No two stones ever speak the same tongue in this anthem that the ancient winds have sung. The horizon is the compass kept in gold, a story that refuses to be told. I am thumbing through the layers of the sky, where the jagged peaks and the valleys lie. Higher than the birds and the heavy clouds, further than the reaching of the city crowds. My feet are light upon the shifting ground in the kingdom where the lost are found. Do not ask me when I shall return, for the bridges behind me continue to burn. There is a fire in the distance I must chase to find the hidden lines upon my own face. The compass spins, but the heart stays true to the path that leads me away from you, into the wild and the vast unknown, where the seeds of a new life are sown. Horizon is a path kept in gold, a story that refuses to be told. I am climbing through the layers of the sky, where the jagged peaks and the valleys lie. Higher than the birds and the heavy clouds, further than the region of the city clouds. My feet are light upon the shifting ground in the kingdom where the lost are found. The horizon is a promise kept in gold, a story that refuses to be told. I am climbing through the layers of the sky, where the jagged peaks and the valleys lie. Hearing the birds in the heavy clouds, further than the reaching of the city crowds. My feet are light upon the shifting ground in the kingdom where the lost are found.